said we let it go, but we settled for the last. Couldn't let you want it though. Who am I to let you down? No. Who am I to let you down, down, down?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the WePlay Lock and Load. It's the playoff stage today. My name is Dinko. I'm going to be joined by Hawker, and we're getting right into this one. I'm looking forward to it, Hawker. It's Optic versus Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, I'm not too sure rather which way to go on this one, because you look at the teams, you think that Optic probably got the better players. They haven't really been working together as a team for a while now, and VP have had some okay results at the start of this tournament. So here we go into the pistol round. We're starting on VP's map pick. They've played Train against Gambit. They got the win earlier in the tournament. Let's see if they can continue their form on Train.
Yeah, VP have played pretty well in this tournament so far. Yes, they've had some upsets in the past, but they're back looking stronger. But there's the first headshot. It's Mihu taking Yuga away. Config will get himself one with the Glock back in return. It's into a 4 versus 4 immediately. New player to the team, Refresh, hitting the headshots. Bialy stepping up though on the spot, gets himself another kill, looking for the triple. It's all on occasion B on his own, and Bialy will get him as well. A triple from Bialy, Mihu with one. Snatch will step in for another, and VP take the pistol.
And I feel like at the start of this game, VP are more likely to be ready for this one right away. Whereas Optic could definitely have a slow start, with it being the first game of the day. I think we were waiting for quite a while for Config to get onto the server as well. So maybe he's just woken up. We'll see if he can get going early. But it's a second round eco for Optic anyway, so not too much to focus on in this one.
This is the map pick of Optic, VP, should I say. So they should be feeling pretty comfortable on this one. Map will be new. Snatchy with a nice double. Triple coming in from Snatchy. Could actually end up getting more than that. There's the quad. And you start it off with an ace. His config is right there. There's the kill from Tau. It's 2-0 for Virtus.Pro.
And no bomb plant on the B site for Optic, but we get to see an AWP bought by Snatchy for the third round. Not something that Optic are going to be able to take into this one. This Optic team have generally had Config playing as the entry man, and while he's got a lot of skill and he can play that, it would probably be a better idea for him to be more of the follow-up player, with him having so much talent, because his form has really dipped ever since he joined this Optic roster. In the past, he's been a top 10 player in the world, but now he is a little bit weaker than that. But a nice double peek onto Snatchy. The AWP gets destroyed over towards Ivy, and Optic get the man advantage.
A good start from Optic coming into this one. Bialy has shown some form inside of Pop Dog recently, but here comes the double flash. Snappy's gonna run right in. There's the headshot. Another kill for Optic Gaming, and this is looking like a good first gun round from them. If they could just hang on to this and not give away any kills, it should be a rather easy pickup. Looking to try and get in from behind, though. There's plenty of players on the opposite end of this that Snacks could get in. Be coming towards the SMG. Could be incredible. There goes Snacks. First kill picked up. AK will be pulled out as well. The rest of Optic look to run into B. It's back into a 3 versus 3 as Tao will strike onto the head of Config, and the Molotov slows the trade potential. 40 seconds left for Optic to try and get onto the bomb site.
And they're going to creep their way forwards. Only the one smoke for cover, but Yugi gets onto the site. This AK not being put to use just yet. They're going to get that bomb down on towards B. VP pushing forwards, but Yugi manages to get the frag. Trade from Mihu into a 2 versus 2, but now Optic can play it pretty passively. They're in good positions to watch this bomb.
There goes Mihu, striking onto Refresh, looks up towards the top, and that's another pickup. What a win from Virtus.Pro. It looks so solid for Optic, picking up the first 2 kills, but sweeping it up towards the end. Virtus.Pro do well to hold.
That was Mihu with the AWP as well. Not something you see all that often, but he gets it done and instantly throws the AWP back over to Snatchy, who is normally the primary AWPer for the team. But that's a round that Optic would have really hoped to have won. They got the 2 opening picks. They were up in a 5-on-3, and yet Mihu manages to bring it back for VP. And with the bomb plant, I think Optic can go for the buy, but you can see their nades are really lackluster.
You've used them all up, essentially. There's only 1 smoke left, and it's on Cajun B already, and the round has virtually begun. Just gotta hope that Virtus.Pro fall for that A rotation so they can smoke the lower ramp and try and get out fast. And it has worked to an extent. VP have fallen back pretty passively and on the B bomb site. They haven't fully rotated yet. They are still looking towards B. And no one from Optic has committed in towards the A bomb site. Refresh, he looks like the man who wants to try and open things up, tapping away. There's the first kill. Optic in a waterfall out onto the bomb site, but there's the kill from Snatchy. From afar, strikes with AWP. The advantage is no longer with Optic.
Bomb planted. That deep smoke gives them cover. Mihu trying to find an angle at the back of Oil. Optic continuing to gain some ground here, pushing forwards this time rather than playing it passively. Mihu is about to come forwards, gets the first kill. Bialy finds one of his own, and Optic's aggression hasn't worked out for them. They lose the first 2 fights. A smoke for the bomb and a reaction shot from Snatchy, and Snacks comes in from behind to secure the round win. Another bomb plant for Optic, but they can't hold on in the post plant.
VP looking very solid at retaking this B bomb site, and can be pretty hard if you don't have time to get into the post plants for Optic. But again, at least they get the bomb plant. I guess that's the silver lining. They're gonna have another buy, but at a certain extent, you do want to start winning these rounds. Not gonna have that much utility to get Alex. A little more than they had previous. Still not looking ideal.
Maybe it's time for Optic to switch things up after losing at that B site in multiple rounds. It's not too difficult for Virtus.Pro to give up the site, but remain in control. And so Optic will start to look elsewhere, currently looking in towards Ivy, but Mihu is playing pretty aggressively for VP. He decides it's not worth going for any further aggression though. He will fall back. So we're not going to see too much early action. Optic deciding to take a much slower approach this time around, and they can kind of afford to do that in this round because they've got a bit more utility to work with. And okay, I didn't even realize Snacks went up the ladder, I guess.
Yeah, just climbs up. Config's getting ready for a smoke, and he just gets his head tapped off. Snacks is just such an annoying player. Yugi might get the same treatment. There we go. Snacks with another, and that's goodbye Optic. 2-man advantage immediately for Virtus.Pro, and they hold so much control of the brown holes. And so Optic will be forced to try and make a play towards Ivy, where Refresh and Cajun B are currently located.
Wow, 35 seconds left, and only 1 or 2 nades to work with. Optic have got to try and work their way into this round from this 2-man disadvantage. Refresh and Cajun B sticking alongside each other. The A site isn't going to be easy to take, especially with Snatchy coming in from behind. Mihu holding off A main, and VP are just winning almost every fight in this round. 5-0 start for the Polish powerhouse. And Optic are really not showing up. And the one thing I expected to see out of Optic was some flash of individual skill. And we haven't really seen that either.
Yeah, still early days though. Like you said, first game of the day, first game of the tournament for Optic. And this can lead to, you know, a couple of mistakes, a little bit of rust that they just have to shake off. Virtus.Pro have warmed up into the tournament. They played 2 games now, playing very well as well. Brain is a comfortable map for them, already picked up a win in the tournament so far. So Optic under pressure as they run in towards Mihu. He only get one. The flashbang was great. He's blinded by it, but Snatchy, he'll pick up the scraps. 2 kills for him. Snatchy looking for a little bit more. Yugi desperately trying to get that bomb, but it's peaked from both angles. He will be finished off as well. And Virtus.Pro, the CT side is looking very strong indeed. Wow. Wow. Optic were one of our invited teams to the WePlay lock and load as well, and the odds definitely favouring Virtus.Pro.
I mean, finally, Optic have got the full by now. So this is where you would expect them to be able to get their first round on the board. This is their best chance for it. Yugi gets the AWP, which is something we haven't seen in any of those earlier rounds. This is where Snappy will be making his call with the full nades, but Snacks gets aggressive again, gets the opening kill for his team. We're starting to see some of the VP players really perform as Snatchy lands a shot of his own. That's his 12th kill in these first 7 rounds. He has been doing a lot of work with this AWP, and Optic getting picked apart once again.
This is exactly the start you want if you're a VP fan. Just clinical, everyone hitting their shots, everyone looking strong. And kills from Mihu, Bayali in the pistol, Snacks making some vintage stacks plays, Lois Snatchy. So you have pretty much everyone on Virtus.Pro stepping up right now, and that's exactly what you need if you want to have a winning side. Oh no. Is Snacks about to make a Snacks play again? They've gone a little bit more passive here. Extending. Doesn't need to, of course. They do have the 3-man advantage. They just need to wait until Optic show their hand. But there goes Snacks in towards mid. Cajun B about to walk into it and get his head torn off. But Snacks, he does damage. Cajun B stays alive by the skin of his teeth. 19 HP. Snacks wants this kill. He's hungry for it. Gonna finally pick it up. It's all on Snappy. Last seen towards Pop Dog.
Yeah, no time to win the round. I guess Snappy's going to be saving, but even saving here isn't that great. Like, your teammates aren't going to have as much money. I think Refresh, Cajun, and Config can all buy, so it's not the worst thing ever. But that was a really weird round from Optic there. They just spread out into a default at the start of the round, and they just kind of lose the aim fights on the early aggression. I think it was Snacks pushing all the way into A main to get the initial entry, and then after that, they try and get a refrag over towards B. Snatchy happily takes the fight, just holding the angle with the AWP. And here was that aggression. Snacks was flashed into A main. Refresh got completely isolated. And then there, Config tried to force his way back into the round. But after that point, Optic were always on the back foot.
Rip chicken feels bad, man. Yeah. Chickens do get a hard time sometimes, Alex.
Didn't even see a chicken.
Got killed.
Must have missed it.
What a start from VP, though. They're definitely not sleeping. Someone pointed out in the chat, what is the first game of the day for Virtus.Pro? That is true, but, I mean, they have warmed up into the tournament. Optic have just come into this. They've obviously played the IM Sydney qualifiers, so this is their first game of this tournament, and you still got to try and find something to give the Optic, because at this point, it's not a great start. I guess it is the map pick of Virtus.Pro, so they're looking pretty strong on it at the start. Fly from Optic isn't exactly great. They still have some utility. Snappy obviously saving on over. The player you want on the AWP has got himself a UMP.
Looks like this time Optic are going to play even more safe. I think they just want to make sure they don't lose those opening picks before they can go for a push as a team. Ooh, gonna get a little bit of run boost action over towards Ivy. Nicely done to be able to cross to the other side. No one here on the other side for Virtus.Pro. Snatchy is playing pretty safe with his AWP on the left side of Ivy. And this time, Optic haven't lost any of these opening fights. So finally, it will be allowed to go for either an execute towards a site or just a simple contact push as a team. But it's definitely nice that they haven't lost the early lead for once.
That's always a positive. You haven't lost anybody and you still have time to make your execute. We were trying to do some set pieces, but Snacks just pushed through and toppled them. Waiting for the push for 25 seconds. Optic need to go. The flashbang is going to come in towards the B ramp. They're going to run on in and hope that VP think this is the commit. And there's the shot from Snacks. The first kill is theirs. And Optic, they're going to walk right into Bialy, who's waiting for this. They have to get the bomb planted. Bialy with the pickup. A second coming in. He might even get himself a third. And indeed he does. Bialy steps up on the A bomb site. And Mihu is there to assist. It's 8-0 for Virtus.Pro. A lackluster fake from Optic.
Oh, this time they don't lose any of the opening fights, but like you were saying, the fake doesn't really do too much. Bialy was in a really strong position to be able to stop them as they crossed to the site, and the trades were very slow on the Optic side there. Bialy was just able to take individual fight after individual fight, and VP will be very happy with that. It's only Deagles for Optic in this round. Again, this Optic team should have quite a lot of skill. You can't underestimate them, even when they only have the Deags. But with how this game has been going so far, we haven't really seen any of these players step up individually in any of these rounds. Normally, you'd expected Config to have stepped up at some point, maybe Refresh to have come through, but it's not happened so far. I don't think it's going to happen in this round, as VP are cleaning up until Snappy gets that shot.
2v3, still unlikely to get much, but little pickups would be good. But there we go. Kills come in. Snacks and Snatchy find them together. It's 9-0. Virtus.Pro in control currently, but I mentioned Config and Refresh at the same time there. And I think that's a talking point. You know, recently, well, before Refresh was really brought into the team, Config was playing that hard entry role. Then they brought in Nico, and still did it. So I wonder how this new setup will be with Refresh.
I mean, I'd assume that it's Config that probably is calling to play the aggressive role. He often liked to play in aggressive positions in the past. So I guess it's him that's trying to call the shots to be that entry man, to play in those positions. And even if we don't think it's the best for him, I guess it's him that's calling for it. So there's got to be something to it. Config taking some early damage in this round, goes down to half HP. Again, sometimes I think maybe players don't know their individual skill set. I think sometimes you kind of need the in-game leaders to put them in different roles. Yeah. That's probably the case for Config here, but Optic starting to work their way up through Ivy.
Bialy, one of his favourite positions towards the bottom of Pop Dog. We've seen time and time again and be able to massacre people as they drop on in. Ability used up from Optic. This time Config is allowed to throw his smoke, but he's dropped immediately by Bialy. Tries to go through Pop Dog, and Bialy holds the angle. Mihu towards Ivy, and it's another massacre here. VP in control as Mihu with the triple. Yuki, the last man alive. AWP versus 4. Picked himself up the first kill, but 3 more to find.
And 30 seconds to find them with the bomb over on the other side of the map. And Bialy coming forwards behind. I don't know if Yugi's going to be able to save this one here. He has to watch for this flank and he's not going to be aware. Bialy eventually gets the kill. He made it look a little more difficult than it needed to be. But Virtus.Pro take the 10-0 scoreline. And Optic, okay, I guess the odds have shifted. I guess this is for the overall best of 3 now. Oh, oof. Hello.
MG1.
What's happening?
At least it's lower rank than me, Hawker.
Finally found someone.
Yeah, well, I don't know what happened there. I think the server must have crashed. So we'll hope we can get back into it very quickly. Maybe it's only a disconnect from the observer. So I'm assuming if he can get back into the server pretty quickly, we can get back into the game. And we're not going to do a break just yet, just in case. But what a start for VP. What a start coming into Trim.
Maybe it was the Optic players that just decided to crash the server. It was going so badly. They were just
Can we
"Let's give
restart?
up." This is a warm up, right, guys?
Yeah, warm up end. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we've got running a giveaway, by the way. Anybody who is interested might as well, while we're on a break, put exclamation point giveaway in the chat, and you will find a link to Gleam. Make sure you head on over to that link, and you can enter the giveaway to have a chance of winning free Op Asimov. What do you think of that, Hawker?
Pretty good.
Free.
Could be free.
Yeah.
Gotta win the giveaway first.
Well, sorry to anybody who thought we were back into the action. It is only the highlight package, but we do get to see some of these sick frags coming in from VP. We were playing lights out before this pause, and hopefully it doesn't upset that momentum. So this is the vintage Snacks plays. It's good to see him back doing these crazy plays.
Yeah, VP have definitely showed some signs of promise recently. We've had some good games from Bialy as well in this tournament. Snacks starting to play aggressive as always. And we've also seen some plays where, yeah, Snacks gets behind the opponents. Like, he's done that so many times throughout this game. But you see here, Optic just not trading. It seems like the team play and the timings are just slightly off between the players. I mean, this roster has been together for a while. At least the core of the roster has. But it's never really seemed to click for this Optic squad.
And it's been some time as well. Like, I was really excited when this roster got announced because I thought it would be a pretty good team. You know, Optic had that weird stint where they were trying to get a good team built up, and they've been very loyal to CS in that respect, where they've been trying to pick up a team and really trying to make it work. Obviously, you had the weird mix of Danish players, Config, KGB, and Gade with Shazam and Stanislaw. Obviously, that didn't go well. Before that, they had like Magisk and that weird team with Freiburg. So finally, they put together a full Danish team, and it looked like a relatively strong one on paper, but they just have never been able to make it work. And I think maybe a couple of people put it down to time, but even that, they've been given so much, and they've even brought in a new young star, and they still haven't really upped the results. So it's quite a sad one to see, really.
Yeah, I think at this point, if you are Optic, you'd probably want to be making really drastic changes at this. Like, they've consistently just switched around, you know, 1 or 2 players. They've kind of kept the core of this roster for a while. But at this point, it seems like you need to make some really crazy changes. Maybe it's worth just changing the in-game leader at this point, because Snappy hasn't really got the results required.
Yeah.
And that change of an in-game leader can really massively change a team. So it's not even that Snappy is a bad in-game leader or anything. It's just that with this particular lineup, it hasn't worked out. You kind of need a big change. And oftentimes, changing the in-game leader can be that change you need.
Well, there are excellent high caliber in-game leaders from Denmark floating around there. May be interested, but if that happens. Oh wow, my ears.
It came out of nowhere.
I guess this means we're gonna head to a break. So we'll go to the break, and we'll be back with the rest of Optic Gaming versus Virtus.Pro. Oof.
Yeah, we said we let it go, but we settled for the last. Couldn't let you want it though. Who am I to let you down? If you let me walk away, maybe then we'd lose it all. No. Who am I to let you Yeah, we said we let it go, but we settled for the last. Couldn't let you want it though. Who am I to let you down? No. Who am I to let you down? Down, if you let me walk away, maybe then we'd lose it all. No. Who am I to let you?
Is that squid? Is it meant to be frozen? Did you
Yeah, just
Steve using something needs to stick its sooner rather than later. He hides behind the door, just playing bait with it. Oh, he finds 2 kills. Snappy's going to win this round! And that's the end.
So the classical music has ended. That means we're gonna get into the game version. Well, it might be very pre. We're waiting to see if into the game. We haven't heard anything from the studio WePlay, so currently we have no idea. So, although VP were just absolutely destroying. If anybody is tuning in, we have got a little bit of a technical. Server just crashed. I don't know if the server crashed on our end or if it was just GO2B with the server crashing. We just watched an absolute massacre come in with VP destroying Optic, start the CT side. I believe they were 11-0 up before.
Yeah, and when the scoreline's that one-sided, it's kind of hard to paint a pretty picture for Optic, but we are back into the action, and we're back onto a low buy for Optic. So after all that waiting, we'll see if there's any headshots that can come through for the Danish squad into round number 12. Obviously, VP have got plenty of cash. They've not got any problems here into this round.
Yeah, VP are looking pretty solid at the start, obviously. Optic with the Deagles and the Scout. Let's see if the Virtus.Pro side can continue this flawless CT half and keep the momentum up. Snappy waiting at the top of the ladder room. Has a teammate here, so they might go for the double drop in. They know Bayali likes to play here, and he's given away the position. He spins back and gets both kills. And the damage is being done. It's all onto Refresh with the Deagle versus 4. They know exactly where he is as well. And the AK on the blue trait. Gonna tap through towards a main, but Refresh, see how way he gets out of this one alive. A matter of time before he dies.
Snap's trying to hunt him down. Refresh looking for the angle. He's spotted. He sneaks forwards, but won't be alive much longer. I don't know how Bialy survived in Pop Dog there. It looked like Optic drew his attention away from the ladder. He was looking towards the trains on the site, but he managed to swing back around and get both those kills, I guess. And again, looking at the scoreboard, I mean, Snatchy is 14 for 1. Look at the VP scores right now. They're all up there at about 14 or 15 kills, except for Tao, who's not had to do too much. And Optic finally with another full buy. You really need to get around on the board, Dinko, just to save the embarrassment.
Can't have a clean half going up against you completely clean. I mean, imagine a 15-0 half here from Virtus. At this point, it doesn't even sound silly to say that. Optic have literally shown nothing here inside. Refresh is going to pull off this. Let's get aggressive. Virtus.Pro have got aggressive there in the past. Snacks. Been getting aggressive everywhere. This time, the other's going to sit back.
And not wanting to lose any of the opening fights. A minute left on the clock. And no damage done either way. Optic, again, they're really taking their time in this round. We might see a full-on A execute. The smoke's coming forward. Snacks counters with a smoke of his own, and the push will come in towards A as Snacks gets a great reaction shot. Refresh finally finds the trade, and Yugi gets one of his own. Optic finally finding success in towards A.
This is the best it's ever looked for Optic so far in this matchup. Snappy moving his way back in behind. Hell. Snatchy and Tao in a 2v3 coming back into the side, but it's Snappy to pick up the kill. All onto Tao, 1v3. This finally looks like Optic will get themselves one on the board. This Tao moving his way past the stop sign. Snappy has the angle, but Tao will take the headshot. Looking for another one. He's done damage onto the A main player. He's going to go for this defuse. Surely he tries to get this done. Spamming away through some molly for Pop Dog. Peeks on, nearly gets the kill, but Yugi is able to tap away. The op goes right through Tao, and it's one for Optic.
And finally, we see an A execute from Optic to get the trades on towards the site. I think the main thing was just the ability to get up close and cause problems for VP. Put them on the back foot. Yugi stayed in the back lines waiting with the AWP. And Optic are on the board. Now they could really do with winning this follow-up round as well, just to make sure they've got money for that last round of the half. Obviously, VP are going to be buying whatever happens. Their money is so good. Optic starting to group up in towards brown holes, making sure they gain control towards B at the start of this round. Tao has got assistance from Snatchy with the AWP, and Yugi is attempting to boost over the top. I don't think he's going to find an angle.
Optic, much slower approach. Hopefully that's the round when it puts them back in contention for this game. Or this first half at least. Snappy actually had a good performance in that last one. 50 seconds left. Optic. A little bit of presence towards B. Majority of it still towards the A bomb site with 3 players being there. Oh, Config. He looks like he wanted to go right through that smoke and he has barreled on through it. Tao should hear the footsteps. Pops up. Decapitates Config. Snacks will find one. And the economy from Optic might just be gone. This reset coming in. Virtus.Pro looking in control. Unless Cajun B and Yugi can pull off some heroics, this should be 13-1. And Snacks looks to try and do it all. There's the first kill, although he peeked and gave away his position. And Yugi will grab one. That's it. He's finished off by Bialy. And it's 13-1 here for Virtus.Pro. Answering right back with a win.
Don't really know what Optic were trying there. They had 3 players committing to the B push. The bomb was back in A main. So I guess they were trying to sell a fake. Trying to draw the rotation over and then get the bomb down towards A. But they committed really hard towards B. And don't get any kills on towards it. So that's just the round over and done with. I think they used a couple of pieces of utility to try and push towards B, but not really enough to win those trades. And that leaves Optic with a weak buy into the last round of the half. Only Yugi picking up a rifle. He gets the AK into his hands. And after finding success towards A in their 1-round win, Optic are looking towards the A site once again.
This time they're going into it though with less weaponry than they had previously, which isn't obviously a good sign. Snacks waiting for the plays to come towards him. Got that AUG in hand. It's such a scary weapon. And Refresh has actually slipped his way on through. How long can he survive? If he can get close enough, this could be a problem. Got the deagle. There's the headshot. Snacks is dropped. It's into an advantage for Optic. They push on in. Need to hold on. They're going to go back in towards the A site from Ivy. And Bialy backs off to a more passive angle to see if he can deal with multiple angles at once.
Bialy does reposition successfully. Trades keep on coming towards the bomb site, but it's Optic with the man advantage. Bomb plant will be attempted. Snatchy coming forwards, but Yugi gets the frag. And it's all on Snatchy with this AWP. He's been great with this sniper in this game, but he's got to find 3 players on this retake. It's the last round of the half, so there's no reason not to go for it, and he will start to move in towards the back lanes.
Well, Snatchy, he's at the back. He's got the AWP. He's definitely a start for the side, but Yugi finds him. It's 2 for Optic. They scramble together for the final one, and I don't think that's enough though, Alex. 13-2. What a half from Virtus.Pro.
Very one-sided here in the first half. The most surprising thing for me with Optic's playstyle is that it's looked like the individuals haven't had any freedom. It's been a very structured, very passive and slow T side. And you'd think with this caliber of players that sometimes you can afford to let them make individual plays. But it seems like they've generally gone for the structured and execute heavy style, which hasn't really worked for them in many of these rounds.
So coming into the second half, VP will look to try and continue what they started in the first and carry that on over into the second. At least moving on over, you can say Trade is a CT-sided map, so hopefully Optic have a very solid CT side. I mean, if VP are able to do it, then in theory Optic should be able to as well, but odds still favouring Optic in the matchup.
Wow. I mean, now we're heading on to their CT side. This is where you would hope to see the skill shine through on the Optic side of things. But then again, VP have looked great individually at the start of this game, and they are going to stick together as they move over towards the B side of the map. A couple of players ready to push through upper. Bomb taking a little longer to move in towards ramp. And Optic are going to try and hold these long-range angles with the USPs, but it looks like VP will go for an execute towards them with the utility they've bought.
They're going to try and get themselves that onto that B bomb site fast. Here comes the Molotovs, the smokes. Yugi blinded off the angle. Great double flash coming in. And Yugi, long range, trying to tap away. Not a single kill coming in yet. And Virtus.Pro pushing forward, but Refresh, he's made the sneaky play. This is incredible. Walking in on top. There's the kill. He could get the defuse. He's going to stick it. 10 seconds though. If he had a kit, then it's definitely a possibility, but he's going to bait them into him. It's all on Mihu. 1v2. And KGB will find him. What a pickup. Refresh makes the scary play. In from behind. Picks up the triple. And that is another round on the board for Optic. Continuing what they started towards the end of that first half. And they start off the second with a round win. Good start.
Yeah, that's a very intelligent play by Refresh there. There was no defuse kit on the Optic side of things. So I was really worried once that B take came in. When you don't have a defuse kit and you're retaking the B site, oftentimes it's not easy to get into position, but Refresh just tapped off those heads. I really like the aggressive play to try to deny the bomb plant. While he doesn't deny the plant, he causes a lot of issues for VP. They have to be worried about that defuse. They kind of scramble to get back into position, and it allows Optic to win that all-important pistol.
VP come right back at them with the buy though. It's the 2 Deagles coming in on Snatchy and Tau, but the AK is for the rest of them. There goes one of the Deagles. It's on to Tau. Advantage lies with Optic aiming. VP congregating towards the upper B brown halls. Still plenty of time to make their final play. They've got a lot of utility. This B site can definitely be pressured. The only problem is for Virtus.Pro, they've got this AUG at long range, and a Refresh looks to light them up.
Refresh gets the first. Follow-up comes in from Mihu. He gets taken down low on health, and Yugi gets the angle towards him. Snatch spots the flank attempt that was coming through, but Snappy in position gets one for free. Snatchy will try to follow, but takes some damage at the top of Pop. They know exactly where the last man is. Snatchy doesn't even have Kevlar, which makes things even more difficult.
Most of the highlight plays I usually see from Snatch here with SMGs. Definitely a very good player with them. He just sits in Pop Dog, he waits for them to come towards him, able to pick up that kill. Snatchy on the rotation through Ivy. See what he can get done. He has got the bomb, but he's going to walk right into Cajun B with that M4. Oh, it's Snappy actually from Pop Dog, who picks up... Oh, he's on top of the Brontrin. I didn't quite see where he was. He gets the kill with the AK. And it's 13-4. Optic picking up a little bit of momentum here. Although we can't get too far ahead of ourselves, Alex. VP can go for a little bit of a low investment here. P250 upgrade, a couple of smokes, and they'll get a buy into the next round where Optic are going to have another challenge, another hurdle to try and jump over.
And Config was having a really rough game in the first half, oftentimes playing as that a very aggressive man trying to go in first, but he's keeping up that confidence as he takes an MP9 into this round. It's good to see that Config is still willing to play his own play style, picks up the SMG, and starts to get aggressive against this low buy. And this could be a confidence builder. Config gets flashed in. It's perfect for Config. 2 quick kills on the MP9. That is good to see.
Great stuff coming in from Config. Should just confirm Optic they're around here. Mihu got to walk through and get a kill with P250, but Config is all hot on their tail. He's got to come in for more. There's the double. A quad kill from Config, but the bomb plant did come in from VP. That's actually going to ensure more cash into the next gun round, so I'd say VP, that's mission accomplished. Even though they lost everyone, they still get the bomb plant.
Config just more than doubled his kills in that round. He was on 3 frags, now he's on 7.
Wow.
Not too bad.
Yeah, that's what Eco Fries can do for you. Really boost your stats and your confidence.
We'll see if that actually has an impact on Config's play in the rest of the game. But like you were saying, VP are delighted just to get that bomb plant right there. That allows Snatchy to get an AWP into this round. The extra cash means he can get the AWP with the Kevlar, with the helmet, and get full sets of utility. And VP have basically got a full buy for this first gun round. Gonna see Refresh thinking about aggression towards B, decides against it, and it's a good thing he did because VP were ready and waiting on the other side.
VP moving over towards the B halls. Config. This is new.
This is one-shot headshot territory for the AUG. If you're really close with the AUG, you can get the insta headshot. You can definitely do that in Pop Dog. I'm not sure Config's going to be tested, though, because VP starting to look in towards B, and Refresh is somewhat isolated here. He's got Yugi to help him in the back lines with the AWP, but Refresh is going to be the main man looking to hold the site. Utility
coming into B. Flashbang's in as well. Smoke will land. Yugi, there's the shot. Snacks dropped. Kill coming in from Config. It's on to 3 players on the Virtus.Pro side to try and pull this back. There's the 2 kills from Mihu and Snatchy, and that's within touching distance. I think Bayali knows there could be one on the spot, but that smoke is a problem, and Refresh is in it. Again, he denies the bomb plant. He's going to try and get himself a kill as well, but Bayali trades back. 2v2, and Snappy moving his way in from CT spawn. Mihu is already here, but he's passed. He's beside the bomb site, and the plant coming in. If the bomb gets planted for CT, okay, it's on. Mihu... It's all down to him. If Bayali gets a kill here, it's a bonus.
Well, no kill for Bayali. And as you said, it's up to Mihu to play from these back trains. They might not know he's here. Mihu pops up, taps away. Oh, Mihu eventually gets the frag. The fuse coming in as Mihu has to peek. He has to get this frag, but he's not going to find it. Snappy gets the headshot in reply, and Optic hold on for the round win. That round could have gone so differently depending on all sorts of timings. I mean, first, Snatchy had to get that kill on Config, who was flanking, just to keep VP in the round, just to get them back the bomb. Yuki got this first frag at long range, and here the bomb got dropped. This shot from Snatchy had to land. He gets the kill, and then the timings here for Refresh as he denies the bomb were insane as we went into this 2v2. A really close round, but Optic just about get the win.
Refresh is actually such an intelligent player. Generally younger players, that takes time, but he's just incredibly smart already, which is good to see. Moving into Optic. I was just quite interested when he moved into the team, because for a long time it was actually Stavin who was like the best player on Fragsters, but then Refresh started getting noticed by some of the more established pro players like Get Right, some of the legends of the game. And so that really boosted his profile. Now he's got his chance on a big organization. It's good to see.
Yeah, especially because if he was putting up numbers like he was in Fragsters and he could make those smart plays like you were saying, that's a really good combination. There's a few players that can kind of be a star player and generally also make very few mistakes. Now, that's almost like a Valda type player who very rarely makes those mistakes, is Mr. Dependable. And I guess that's what Optic kind of need out of Refresh right now. He's easily been the best player for them on this map. Here we go. Config again getting aggressive. He's trying to play in towards Popdog. Miku is looking this way, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to clear Config out yet. He gives away his position. There's the headshot. Trade comes through from Cajun into a 4v4.
Oh, Snatchy, that's a great shot to catch. Kill coming back in from Snappy, though. Missed shot from Yugi. That could come back to bite them. As the attack from Virtus.Pro coming through, Snappy picks up a frag. Yugi with another. And it's all on to Snatchy. 1v3, the time is not with them. VP starting to crumble a little bit here. Optic having a bit of an edge on their CT side. Maybe we've got a game on our hands, Alex.
Well, Snatchy saves the AWP, so I assume we're going to see a force buy at this point. And get a couple of AKs. You can see here that Miku knew exactly where Config was, but at least Optic are playing together. Cajun B goes aggressive on the backside of the smoke, and the rest of Optic were able to get into position to rotate towards A to stop the push to the site. So even though VP win the opening trades, the aggressive position actually helps Optic a lot there because they get the information before the push comes through. That allows them to set up on the A bomb site and win the trades on towards the site itself. Those are some dangerous deck chairs, Dinko. I would put like a railing up at least.
Maybe they're adrenaline junkies. They just have a barbecue on top of the roof. I don't see where you can access that barbecue from, though. There's like no door to get out to the barbecue area. Anyway.
Also, you've not got a great view. You're looking at like some old trains. One of them's got a nuke sign on it.
Maybe that's exactly what they want to look at.
Maybe.
They
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, Dinka.
Yeah, they're getting a good view of the Optic versus VP game, though. 1.6 for Optic. Favoring them overall in the series, I believe that is. So, they want to come back. They have to obviously play as well as possible. This train map was looking good for VP, but there's been a window of opportunity for Optic, and so far they've been seizing it.
Oh, VP decide not to go for the default in this round. They're going to group up early on, taking control of brown holes. Again, it's the Yugi and Refresh combo towards this B bomb site. And so far in this game, Refresh has been solid over towards B. I'm sure that VP will have an execute ready for him. Refresh playing another position, and Yugi gets the opening pick. This is a pretty good off angle from Refresh. They're unlikely to be able to clear this angle. And VP having second thoughts right now. They're not committing to the B site just yet.
Oh, Refresh. He's going to go for the push. He's going to walk right into Mihu. The kill comes back in. It's a trade from Snacks. The info is picked up. With 42 seconds left, Virtus.Pro's attack was spotted from Optic, and that caused a rotation. 2 players already over here. VP with the man disadvantage.
Oh, Snappy pushes all the way through. The bomb is dropped. Snappy decides to fall back, but with 25 seconds, VP have got to go now. Gonna try and move in towards the B side of the map. Snatchy coming forwards with the AWP. Needs this shot, gets the kill. There's no smoke right now. Snacks hasn't deployed it. That means it's easy pickings for Yugi. Snacks will try to commit to the B bomb site, but the time and the molly is against him. He gets onto the site safely, gets the bomb down, but he has a very low chance.
Oh, wow. Snacks is just getting bombarded by grenades and bullets as they run on through the smoke. Finally, the kills come in. Snappy wasn't aware. But Optic will get another round win. It's going to be 8 on the board for them. Definitely on this comeback trail. VP, they are getting caught up by those aggressive plays and getting caught when the info is there. And this has been a great start for VP coming into the second half.
Here's that shot from Snappy. made a pretty big difference. The push through A main working. Like you said, Optic are playing pretty damn aggressively right now. Maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea for VP to just spread out into that default, try and hold in favorable angles. As long as you can avoid those early nades and flashbangs in towards you, you've probably got a pretty good chance. But a second AWP picked up by Optic. I would have expected Cajun to be the secondary AWPer, but it's Snappy taking the AWP to try to lock down Ivy. Let's see what he can get done. The smoke will deny his vision. So it looks like we won't see too much action early on.
Utility coming in. There's the smokes popping on over. They're going to bounce on the trains and cover off the vision. Config. Oh, it's Cajun B completely blinded. Mihu walking right through. There we go. Cajun B spots the frag. That's the opening kill. And this is kind of disjointed. VP sent one player in. The rest are coming in shortly, but it's the kill from Snappy. Tao charging through, looking for the trade, and he will get it. The flashbang is good. And it's into a 3v4 advantage. Lying with Optic, but only for a second. Snacks quick on the trigger, is able to rip apart Config. And now it's a 3v3. Op and 2M4 surviving for Optic. They wrap around the back of the two VP players, and Yugi drops the bomb. Here's the flank from Cajun B. All onto Tao to make a 1v3 happen. He's got the first, but Refresh has arrived to the party, and he's inside of the connector. Tao will get dropped. And a valiant effort. It's just not enough just yet. And Optic only one round away from double figures. And once you hit double figures, there's got to be that mental switch that makes you think, okay, this comeback is really happening.
Yeah, and that round almost looked like a little bit of desperation from me. He just tries to walk through the smoke, prays for good timing, ends up losing the opening duel. And that always is going to put you on the back foot, going a man down early into the round. VP tried to get their way on towards A, but no chance to be able to do so, and they have to go for a weaker buy into this one. I think I would like VP to go for the tactical timeout at the end of this round, assuming they lose this round, of course, which is likely going to be the case, although currently Refresh is solo holding the B bomb site. We will get some support shortly as Snappy starts to rotate over. It's also worth pointing out, oh, the boost is successful! Snacks gets the headshot on towards Snappy. Maybe that's the opening that VP needed.
Finally, VP have the advantage into the start of a round here. And they convert it, though. That will be very difficult against the strong full body of Optic. When you have a couple of pistols and a scout and play. They just gotta try and barrel out of control and just smash into a bomb site together. The bomb is gathering towards A. Snacks is going to try and push up. The pair up with Bialy where the bomb is coming. Mihu and A main. They're setting up as best as they possibly can. But again, they have weak weapons. They're going to have to use all the utility. Here goes the flash. The information play perhaps up towards Brown Halls. Refresh spots one player throwing utility in. Config coming in from behind. He'll kill Tao and he'll spot the info. No one is there and the push will come in towards the A bomb site. Oh. Oh! Yugi, right through the smoke. Cajun B picking one up on the spot, flicks back, tries to fight Mihu, but the kills come in for VP. It's a 2 versus 2. Finally, Refresh returns us to sanity as he picks up a double kill. 13-10, Optic hit double figures.
VP take the round fairly close, but not close enough. Trying to make their way back towards the A site after showing some initial presence towards B. No timeout for VP, which is what I was calling for, but they get the buy nonetheless. And all picked up by Snatchy, and Optic might go for some aggression towards B right now. Yugi is covering things off so that Refresh can start to push forwards. The AWP holding in behind. Refresh gets into an aggressive position, and Refresh gets that opening kill. Snacks tried to go for the aggression alone, but he loses his life. And again, Optic gained the early lead.
Snatchy waiting. There's the shot. Cajun B dropped, and it's a 3v4. A 4v4, shall I say. My math's failing me, but it's still... No, it's a 3v4. I was just predicting the future, Alex. Config gonna walk in, though. He'll extend that advantage by 2. And the rest of the Config... the rest of the Virtus.Pro side moving right in towards the Yugi AWP, who picks himself up the double. It's 13-11. And Optic, I mean... This is pretty stellar, to be honest.
Both these teams having a lot of trouble on their T side. There was the opening kill from Refresh off the back of the aggression, and while VP tried to battle back, Snappy with the AUG helped secure the round, and this aggression from Config. I mean, again, that's a massive risk. You don't know how many players are waiting on the other side, but luckily for Config, there was only one man there, and that kill that he claimed basically won his team the round. We've had, what, 2 T rounds won throughout this entire map, Dinker? That's pretty insane.
Yeah, this is definitely a CT side of map in this matchup, to say the least. I would say Trent is obviously CT sided, but you generally don't see T sides be this poor.
Yeah, we haven't really seen too many like full-on executes from VP either. Like normally, when teams want to get the round win on the full gun rounds, you might see those A smokes come into play.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go for the B take with Molotovs and smokes, but VP have mainly just kind of gone for the pushes with some pretty simple plays, maybe a couple of flashbangs, not really using the full utility. But maybe it's time to try one of those full executes because, again, they haven't got a single round on this T side.
Well, let's see if they have anything in their pocket. It's going to be a bit of a forced buy coming in. 3 AKs, 2 pistols for the Virtus.Pro side. Flashbangs going in and out. Mihu's going to spot one player close enough, or at least hear him. We'll have to fall back. The initial aggression will be brought to them by Config, but Mihu got to walk right into him. Drops him with the deagle. Cajun B replies with a shot of his own, and Snatchy rattling away kills. He's into a 3v3, and Snatchy on the bomb site. He's already pushed in from behind. There's a player up towards the connector. Snatchy can maybe strike, and there's the kill. The double could come in. Snatchy saves his teammate, but Cajun B is the last man alive. 21 HP, and VP, they're making it work with only 3 AKs and 2 pistols, Alex. What an incredible time for them to step up on an individual level. It's Snatchy with a triple.
Ooh, Cajun gets 1 kill from behind, but I don't think he's going to be getting the ace clutch. He's already looking to save, and VP switch up the pace in this round. Snacks denies the save. VP take their first T round. Thanks to that switch up, they go for a quicker push in this round. Some early A main aggression drew the rotation from Optic, and then I really liked those deep smokes from VP. You know, this time they didn't use too many nades, but the nades they used were very, very valuable. That's deep smoke over towards connector, allows them to close the distance to get up in the face of Optic Gaming. And now it's Optic's turn to try to get the reset into this round. If Optic could win right here, this could end up being an incredibly close matchup. But both teams are on a full buy.
Config, this is actually such a scary angle. Playing with a bit of the smoke and the E-box, holding a small gap, but there's the kill that opens things up. It's Cajun B for Optic. The goal comes back in, though. Cajun B gets the trade in. 3v2, advantage still lies with Optic Gaming thanks to Snappy with the AWP. And Snatchy and Snacks, they're going to get dropped as well as Yugi will pick up that frag. All on Snatchy. Into a 1v3, and that money from Virtus.Pro is looking scarce.
Yeah, and this round again looked slightly disjointed from VP. I mean, that peek at the end there, out through Popdog, had no chance of any trade, just trying to make an individual play. 1 or 2 players from VP pushed through the A main smoke, but the rest of them didn't commit. And now Snatchy has got to find 3 players. There's only 1 man on the B site, so if he could take a fair fight against Refresh, that would be his best chance here, and he's about to take the angle, but Refresh fades away at just the right time. Snatchy will get that bomb planted. I think he spotted Refresh, but he decides to reposition, trying to find a different angle to get this opening as he falls back in towards upper.
Trying to guard himself as the bomb ticks away. He'll scope in towards the ramp room. Refresh is being sneaky beaky like, going up towards the upper brown halls. He'll be spotted. Snatchy running back up towards the top. Refresh is here. He probably won't expect him to be so close. And Snatchy running right up there. Refresh will find the kill. And he has been so sneaky this game, Alex. The defuse will come in for Optic. It's 12 for them. But VP, it was relatively close there. I mean, Snatchy probably should have ended up dying far sooner, but he pulls it back and puts himself in contention for winning that one.
Yeah, Snatchy was desperately searching for a frag there in that 1v3. Just looking for any sort of opening, any sort of chance to win the clutch. But Optic gave him no such opportunity. So it is going to be VP stuck on a weak buy again. Tao gets a scout. Bialy gets a deagle. But other than that, they've got no investment. No nades to speak of, and Yugi, with a good spawn for B, decides to take his position towards Brown Halls. Normally, Refresh has been playing this site, but the switch up works out. Cajun B follows it up. It's only the 3 Glocks left alive.
Yeah, Cajun B gets himself another one. Leaving Snacks and Mihu alone. And Snacks is in behind the smoke, running him right into Cajun B. There's another frag for him. Mihu, the last man, versus 5. Just not looking possible, is it? Optic, what a dominant half it was from Virtus.Pro, but Optic have woken up into the second half and are really in contention for bringing this all the way.
Cajun B closes out the round when VP will have another bye, but this game has been very, very CT-sided for both teams. Again, we've seen 3 T rounds won throughout the first 27 rounds that have been played. That is an insane ratio. And if Optic can keep this going, then they could easily get this comeback. Remember, this was...
Oh. It's all strange. Why are we looking at KGB twice? Oh, okay. Alright, finally. Okay. That was hurting my head a little bit, actually. Went through the wormhole again.
We're all good now. Ooh. I'd have definitely turned away from that decoy, Dinko.
Yeah, Config. He's too intelligent for it, Alex. He's waiting at the bottom of the ladder. Snacks wanting to go for this smoke. Snacks did this onto Config not too long ago in that first half. Config unable to do it this time, but there he goes. Line underneath the ladder. There's the kill. The double coming in for Config. The bomb luckily lands on top of the ladder for Virtus.Pro, but at this point, it might just be a stretch too far.
And now VP are forced to try and make a play to get back into the round. Snatchy tries to make some aggression go his way. Manages to sneak forward. Snatchy taps off the head, gets the second. All of a sudden, Snatchy has turned the tides of this round. We go into a 3 versus 3, and VP have every chance to make this work, but Refresh has pushed all the way through B. This is a lot of information, and he might come in for the flank.
He's always behind them, Alex, and he's coming in again. Refresh could end it all. There's the spray, the first coming in. The last is snatching. He's very low HP. He will pick up the kill, but a 1v2 is needed, and Config will say no. It's a triple from him. What a stellar hold towards Pop Dog from Config.
And if you've just joined us, your eyes don't deceive you. This was a 13-2 half for VP that has gone horribly wrong for them. 14-14 is now the scoreline. We've got 30 rounds guaranteed in this game. But Optic seem to be the ones in the driver's seat right now. Even when VP managed to make the round somewhat close, Optic are always one step ahead of their opponents. And look at this buy for VP. It looks like they're going to have to play for overtime unless they can get a crazy round win.
Try and Pop Dog this time. Config doesn't go towards them just yet. They know they're going to be against a weaker bot. Snappy is going to spray on in. There's the double kill. Snatchy able to pick himself up one with the P250. And Tao grabs one with a CZ. So it is a 3 versus 3. But it's still an insurmountable task for VP to win this, as Refresh has arrived. The rest of the troops on A are doing damage, and it's all on Snatchy with 5 HP. Yugi in behind the smoke should pick this up, and there we go. It's map point for Optic Gaming, and who would have thought it?
Comeback is real, Dinko. One round is all Optic need to steal away VP's map pick. Remember that the second map of this series is going to be Nuke, a map that Optic always love to pick if they have the option to. Here we go. It all comes down to this. The last round of regulation. Yugi and Snappy taking the AWPs again. Snatchy gets an AWP on the T side, but he's lacking armor, which could come into play as he tries to force the fight in towards Ivy. Flashbang goes through. Snappy doesn't get blinded. Snappy wins the fight, and it's Optic with the early advantage.
Great start for Optic coming into this one. Snatchy, the player has been bailing Virtus.Pro out of these high-pressure situations, is dropped. The advantage with Optic, and Snacks will have to force config away. Using up quite a bit of utility. Me, who's going to let Cajun B walk on by. He's going to pick up the headshot. I thought the knife might have come in, but better ensure the frag. It's 4v4. Cajun B, a little strange to see him go for that. I mean, they have the advantage. There's no need to do that.
Yeah, I guess Cajun was feeling himself. I guess Cajun was confused because he wasn't on the B site. I don't know. Oh, hello.
Oh.
Refresh. Going for some aggression of his own. This could be costly, but the timing is just right. Tao comes back up the ladder. This fight is huge. Refresh goes down. The B bomb site is now wide open. They have to rotate over. Mihu holding in towards A main, but VP might do enough. 34 seconds left for them to make the play. Mihu playing patiently. Does he know config is here?
Oh, Mihu, what a fast flick to the left. Config is finished off. AWP from afar. It's Snappy picking it up onto Mihu. Yuki and Snappy coming in through the connector. It's Yuki picking up the kill. There's a 2v2. Bayali in behind. Snappy, his gun is showing 10 seconds to get that bomb planted, and Bayali hasn't picked it up. Snappy finally finished off. The bomb plant coming in, and it's all on Yuki to save this from going to overtime. And up against 2. Yuki looks towards the bomb train, towards the back lines, and Bayali picks it up. It's overtime, and Virtus.Pro will pick up the final round of regulation time. We're going the distance, Alex, and a little bit further.
Both teams get a grand total of 2 rounds on their respective T side. And even with Snappy getting this opening pick, this was the play, I think. Cajun B not even checking the corner. Refresh then also tried to go for some aggression that didn't go his way. And this is what VP probably should have done a little bit earlier. Just kind of hold in the default. Wait for Optic to go for the aggression. They win a couple of fights. Just about close out the round win. But you have to remember, Dinko, that VP, I believe, will be sticking on their T side heading into overtime. Both teams have really sucked on their T side. So I guess if VP even get 1 round here in overtime, they'll be okay with that on their T side.
Wow, this is nuts. I think VP, you know, if it has to be said though, Tao has been having a little bit of a quiet game. If he can start to step up as well, VP could have an extra asset they can use. This would be nuts if they could even get a 1 on their T side, like you said. They haven't. Neither team have looked good on their T side. It's quite strange to see. Only 2 runs being picked up.
I wonder if we're going to see the same aggression from Optic heading into overtime. Because now they know that VP will definitely be able to get the AWP. VP will definitely have the full nades. So it might be a bit more risky to go for that early aggression. Then again, you could also argue the other way. You could argue that VP are more likely to be setting up those executes. So if you can get the timing right and catch players with their nades out, you could definitely go either way with it. And you've seen Refresh get good timing on towards B in a couple of rounds. So maybe he will go for some aggression, but maybe not as much aggression from Optic as we've seen in that last round where Cajun just walked straight through A main.
I'm looking forward to getting into overtime. High pressure situation. We kind of thought, okay, Optic looking a little bit shaky here. This is not a great start. And then suddenly we move over to the second half and the exact same could be said for VP. It's so strange how volatile this game really is. And so, here we go. First round of overtime. Number 1, it's Optic on the CT side. Virtus.Pro on the T side. But look at that. Tao, 16 HP immediately.
That's not the start he was looking for. Again, he said he's been struggling to frag, and being on 16 health definitely won't help. We are going to see that double AWP setup come through for Optic once again. Snappy continuing to hold over towards Ivy, while Yugi is a bit more of a dynamic AWPer. He can switch up his position. Both AWPs on the A site as it stands, but Yugi is in connector, so he can quickly move between the bomb sites, and the flashes come forward. They're just trying to get Snatchy a fair fight right now. He's looking for the opening frag. Oh, Cajun B goes up on top of the train. Snatchy needs to be careful. He gets the shot. Great frag, but Cajun B gets the trade. Snatchy still alive in A main, but no further fights as of yet.
Snappy. AWP holding towards Ivy. Bayali about to walk on through. Or at least toying with the fact that he could do so. I think at this point he's going to be the lurk, he's going to be the rotation cutter offer. And here comes the push. It's Virtus.Pro running in through the ramp room. There's only one player here and it's Refresh. He's done stellar work from here so far. There's the first, the second coming in, and Refresh is going to do a lot of work. Only one player advantage here for Optic. The bomb will be planted, as Snatchy will confirm. As Bayali having to make the play in from behind. This could be perfect. Snatchy just needs to stay alive and allow time for Bayali to come in from behind.
The bomb is planted safe on the site, though. At least Bialy has got a Molotov, and there's no smoke for the CTs, and here comes Bialy. 1 kill in from the back. Oh, the trade comes through from Snappy, and now Snatchy needs 2 kills. He gets the first. Snappy up on top of the train. It's AWP v AWP. Pistol comes out. Snappy looking for the shot, gets the kill, and he should have time for the defuse. It's Optic to take the first round of overtime. VP make it close. They had a good idea there to move back towards B, but it's Optic who win the round.
Oh, it comes down to the 1v1, and Snappy is quick on the pistol. He will pick the kill up, and Optic will take the lead in overtime. They are starting on the CT side, which both of these teams have definitely favoured. And so moving forward, it's Optic still with obviously the money is still there due to overtime. And VP that
сейчас схема обороны. Снэч сейчас ушел на Б, обратите внимание, также с Авиком. Вот постоянно меняет позицию, Бьяли выигрывают. Они там со Снаксом прострелили. Что?
Миху принимает зелень, это слишком легко. Есть, правда, размен от Optic. И в итоге все равно это все заканчивается ситуацией 4 в 1. Юги делает фраг по Миху. Но опять же есть по нему информация. В итоге он остается в...
Сейчас схема обороны. Снэч сейчас ушел на Б, обратите внимание, также с Авиком. Вот постоянно меняет позицию, Бьяли выигрывают. Они там со Снаксом прострелили. Что?
Миху принимает зелень, это слишком легко. Есть, правда, размен от Optic. И в итоге все равно это все заканчивается ситуацией 4 в 1. Юги делает фраг по Миху. Но опять же есть по нему информация. В итоге он остается в позиции 1 против 3, но бомба-то не на зелени, и будет очень тяжело. Туау просматривает мейн, Бьяли уже поджимает вверх-вниз и будет заходить в спину Юги.